Hi, I'm Tommy from What the Creator, and I have a very special guest here today. I met her through work. Tammy, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great, Tommy. How are you?
I am really excited. I'm doing good.
Too. I'm just brimming with excitement. I said, well, we
Ta-
sound like two newscasters.
I know
Hi, Tommy. How, Tammy? How are you?
it's Sunday, 7 a.m.
Oh, God. The weather is going to be ice cold outside.
It is actually pretty cold.
It is. I hate it.
I took my dog out just not right before I came upstairs to
Mhm.
finish setting up, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's freezing!" I was just wearing my t-shirt and my jeans. I'm like, "Oh, I need socks and jackets and stuff."
Right. Oh my gosh. I'm so ready for this weather to be over. I swear I've been sick 3 times in the last like 3 months, and I'm so over it. I'm so over this weather. It's gross.
Yes, I am ready for warm weather. Not like
It's
hot, but warm, like a nice
warm,
70s,
right.
80s,
Not this,
not nuclear heat.
yeah, yeah, this global warming, um, yeah, just all the signs of global warming I don't want to deal with in the summer. I don't.
Yes. Yeah, I don't want short summers and long winters.
Ugh.
Well, Tammy, why don't you tell us a little about yourself?
Okay. Hi, my name is Tammy. I am the host, producer, writer for That's My Jam podcast. I am a music review, album review podcast. I also talk about a little bit of pop culture stuff or just whatever I want that particular day. I upload bi-weekly. That's my bi-weekly schedule. I am on Spotify and Apple Podcasts right now. Eventually, I'll probably upload to other platforms, but right now it's just Spotify and Apple. If you like anything involving music and album reviews, I'm not Fantano. I'm not the rap critic. I'm not Todd in the Shadows, but what you get is a really fun and unique way of talking about music from somebody without a music degree.
And I gotta say, I really enjoy the way you describe like albums and just whatever you're listening or talking about. The way you describe it is such a good way to me.
Thank you. Thank you. I try to, when I describe a certain album, I don't, or I describe a certain song, I can't give you all the technical vocabulary for, oh, tone sounds this way, or the hi hats is this way, or whatever. All I can really describe is what it feels like and what it makes me think of when I'm listening to that particular song or album, to kind of just put my listeners in a place like, okay, this is what she's talking about.
And what would you say is your favorite episode you've done so far?
Oh my God, that is so that is so hard. All the episodes are my babies for a particular reason. I think the first one that comes off at the top of my head um was probably the K Tronada Bubba episode, just because I really enjoyed how I ended up describing the album as a sort of uh Afrofuturistic dance party in the back alleyways of Venus in like 2035. And that was
That's
just
a
the perfect description. I was, because I had been listening to that album over and over and over again. I'm like,
yeah.
I love it too much. I love it. So that was probably one of my favorites
That's
to do.
exactly why I listened to it.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta listen to this now. It sounds amazing," and I did like it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
was it
that's
was an
why I enjoy your
incredible
podcast.
album.
And I gotta say, my most entertaining episode of yours that I listened to was the one where you were talking about that event down in Atlanta. Why can't I think of the name? It was in the '90s, I think. Everyone was acting crazy.
Oh,
What was it?
you're talking about Freaknik.
Yeah, Freaknik.
Yeah.
That is such a good episode. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Oh my gosh. And they still have not updated to see whether or not that Oh, it says recording error. Open the recording tab.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
it looks like it's working on mine, and I can hear you and see you still.
Okay, I'm not sure what that's about. Hopefully, it's not anything on my end. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you. I see you.
Okay, good. What was I saying?
We're talking about Freaknik.
Yeah, so Freaknik, they still because Jermaine Dupri was supposed to be like one of the like executive producers or writers for the documentary or whatever. There's still no updates. People had rose such an uproar that all talks of this documentary is kaput.
Oh man,
So I don't think we're ever gonna get this Freaknik documentary.
I remember there was a lot of talk about it. After you mentioned it, I looked into it myself a little. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is huge.
Oh, it's
It's,
wild.
and I saw all the
Wild.
memes too. Like y'all going to see your parents on there, stuff like that.
Yes, yes, a lot of people were upset. They did not want to feel exposed. And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of parents who was probably exposed during Woodstock 99 during that documentary and stuff like that. What's the difference if what's going on with Freaknik or whatever? So it was very telling at the reactions. There was some parents, some, people that were there was like, I'm not bothered. I had a great time. And then there was others that was completely like, no, I am a church deacon now. I can't be featured on here now.
I'm a pastor.
Right. I'm a pastor. I work at a corporate office. The chances of whatever videos that they have, more than likely is not going to show like even half of what went on. So
Right.
and then also too, it does have a bit of a trouble past, which is why it ended in the first place. So
Understandable.
nobody wants to go into those details.
Right. What would you say inspired you to start a podcast?
This was years in the works. I loved music anyways. I grew up with, a crap ton of music. My dad had all kind of 8 tracks, all kind of records and stuff like that. I specifically remember he had a Michael Jackson album that had not been opened, and he had it for the longest time. Um, I have a radio system now that was similar to his when I grew up. My mom listened to crazy amount of old school hip hop, crazy amount of R&B, 90s R&B. So I grew up a lot of that stuff. My dad listened to a lot of like 80s pop and stuff like that. And I grew up with that, and I also have a younger sister who me and her, we talk about music all the time. I call her the digital crate digger, because anything you want to know anything you want to know about a particular artist, she done found some deep web stuff, involving old catalogs. Like she found old mixtapes of Drake and stuff like that that you can't even find anymore.
Oh
So
wow.
I was greatly inspired by that. But my own reason for doing it was basically like this particular podcast. I had 3 versions. So I did YouTube, and I had this and that, because I didn't know what to call it. I changed it from this and that to the Hive, because I wanted to be sort of a collective thing or whatever. But then I couldn't really make that happen. But I had a lot of great videos come from the Hive and stuff like that. And then I took a really long hiatus. And then I said, I'm going to do this one more time, and I'm going to see if I can actually make something out of this and think of it more of a hobby than just this is what I do every week or bi-weekly or whatever when I'm not doing anything else. And that's how That's My Jam came about, because my mom, whenever she heard a song come on, she'd be like, that's my jam, turn it up. And so I was just like, I'm gonna call it That's My Jam. But it was just really more so of a avenue for me to express myself and stuff like that, and to talk about the type of music that I wanted to talk about, and to hopefully find a group of people that also listen to the same exact music. So some of the music I listen to is a little, and I've been told that my music tastes are weird, that it's a little out there, it's very underground and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to be an edge lord or anything like that. But I'm not, I'm not trying to be like, oh,
Yeah.
my taste in music is more sophisticated than somebody else. Like, no, everybody has
Right.
their reason for that, the reason why they like this particular type of music or whatever. But here's
Right.
something that I think you might enjoy. So it was really just an avenue for expression and an avenue to talk about the things that I like, and hopefully find those same people that also like it, or who have never heard of a particular album, or who want something fresh and new to listen to outside of what they normally listen to.
Yeah, that was me. I've never heard of some of those albums you reviewed, and now I like them.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You asked me what was my favorite album review to do. K Tornado was one of them. The other one was Attack Hack, his self-titled album, the one that nearly got yeeted off of the universe if somebody hadn't have found it in the heats of some part of Africa.
Oh wow.
That was one of my favorites to do also, because that one was just a miracle to talk about.
Now I really have to commend you because I don't know if I could do it. You are a solo host on your podcast.
Yes.
What would you say is the most difficult part of hosting a podcast for you personally?
Oh my gosh. Um, I would say it was probably because I do the album review podcast, it is especially difficult for me to between work and everything else, you're very difficult for me to take time out to sort of do all the research that I want to do. I listen to the album like 5 or 6 times during a week in order to feel, I take personal notes in my head because I can't take personal notes on my phone about what I'm listening to and stuff like that. And then I do research, on the artists themselves or whatever. So finding time to do it, and then actually, putting it in a time frame that is reasonable. Because I try to keep it, between 15 to 30 minutes for an episode or whatever, because I know my listeners ain't got time and I don't got time either. That's probably one of the most difficult things, is just finding the time to write good stuff, good material, and just to sound natural, while
Yeah.
still, making sure that my overall ideas are getting out there.
Yeah. Um
That's probably one of the most difficult. I would definitely say it would be nice to have like assistance, but again, I'm kind of, I won't say I'm a control freak, but I'm like, okay, this is how I want to sound, so I want that control.
oh yeah. That is a good thing because you control everything. You're in charge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the HBIC, like
What
nobody
would
else.
right, you have to answer to yourself. You have
Right,
to
exactly. Like, why didn't you do this? I don't know.
what were
It's
you
just a
thinking,
mirror
Tammy?
in my hand. Like, you were
Look
supposed
at the
to
camera.
upload
What were you
last week.
thinking?
What happened? Oh no, I'm sorry. Do better.
What would what would you say is your favorite part about podcasting?
Oh my gosh, when it's done and uploaded, and I can just, I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I go back and listen to episodes or whatever just to see how it comes across on a certain platform or whatever. And sometimes I laugh at myself a little bit. I'm like, that was funny. You laugh at your own geniusness sometimes.
Right, you're like, write that down.
Right, like that's good. That's good material.
Good stuff.
Like, oh, that's good, that's good, do that again. Or, I just like to listen to how it flows, on an episode or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I might not do this again, but I want to try this again. Or I may want to switch back and forth between mics episode. So it's just me really analyzing the end result of everything.
What would you say to someone that would like to start podcasting? What would you any advice for them?
I always tell people to just try it, and you don't need all the fancy equipment. It's great if you can afford it. But I am literally working with a Chromebook, a lav mic. I have one good mic or whatever over there, but it doesn't always work for this particular computer. And just a good pair of headphones. And if you have a great idea, then show it off. I will never tell somebody like, well, it's really hard. I'm not going to discourage you from doing it. I say, everybody try and see if you like it, because some people are on camera people, and then some people are just audio people. I'm very much an audio person because I don't have to worry about visuals. I
Yeah.
don't have to worry about putting a t-shirt on
And this is
for
this is
this.
literally my first video. So I know
Yeah,
what you mean.
okay.
When I was like downstairs in the bathroom, I'm like, making sure I look all
Yes,
right.
yes, yes. It's like, let me make sure. Like, I even put my hair up, you know. I put my hair up. I was like, okay, let me put my earrings in. So one of my nails broke off or whatever. I just put that sucker right back on there. Somebody might see
Nice.
these hands.
Right. They look great.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, the t-shirt is rad. Oh my gosh. I might
Oh,
get one.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'll show it to the people out there. It's my new
Yeah.
shirt actually. I just released it last week.
You just released it last week. Where
Yep.
is it available to purchase? Because I might want to get one.
CthulhuRises.com.
Oh my God.
Yep. I'll send you the website after the video. Maybe I
Oh
can even
yeah.
post it in the show notes after when I upload
Yeah,
it on
yeah,
YouTube.
no, because I'm pretty sure people would love this, have like a movie monster shirt. Cthulhu
Yes.
doesn't get featured that often. Like, it's talked about in movies, but like you don't really see Cthulhu in movies.
Have you seen Lovecraft Country on HBO? I think it was
I've seen a,
HBO or Stars
I've
maybe.
seen a couple of episodes. I've seen a couple of episodes. It's so good.
That was one of the better like Lovecraft things I've seen in
Really.
recent. Yeah, and the Cthulhu is on there technically, but he's just in his like dream, like his psycho dream he had. But
Yeah,
it was
like
cool to see him on TV.
I mean, Cthulhu is presented the same way, H.P. Lovecraft imagined it, where it's just this mysterious thing that people are afraid of and they can't describe the sight of it. And it's just, it's very secretive, like, oh, there's Cthulhu.
Yeah, I love it. He's so good at cosmic horror,
Yeah,
and
yeah, no,
I can't pronounce that word good. I feel like horror. Is it that how you say it?
horror,
Horror. There we go.
horror,
Yeah, that sounds good.
horror. But some people might think I'm saying the other thing, and I'm like, no, I
I know
said
that's what
horror.
it sounds like in my head. All right, enough about me, Tammy. What are you got any like? Can you give us a sneak peek of any projects you're working on?
Oh my goodness. So, as of right now, I'm just trying to keep up with just uploading bi-weekly episodes. So next week coming up, I do have a new episode coming out. Um, I am doing a review of this artist name. I think is Aswab. I gotta figure out how to pronounce his name correctly, but I've been listening to a lot of reggae dub albums and stuff like that. Like, I really like old school reggae and stuff like that, and I just found this one on the fly on Spotify. This artist named Aswab. And he has this one particular album where it came out in 1982, but it sounds like something that will come out in the 2010s or the 2020s, where it's
Yeah,
really ahead of its time. It has the dubbing, and then it has the old school reggae, but it's got a lot of synths and basses and stuff like that. So it sounds really futuristic in a way, and it's really interesting. So I can't wait to talk about that because this one was just a new thing that I found on the fly, and it's very rare that I talk about an album that I just listened to. It's usually albums that I probably already listened to, but have not shared it with an audience. So this
I'm
one's
looking forward to
particularly
that.
special. Yes, yes. As and best part is there's really no lyrics, so it's just instrumentals, and I can talk about instrumentals all day. So
Let's
that's
see.
that's probably what I got. Yeah.
I had another question and it just lost my mind.
Oh no.
I know. I am a great interviewer. No,
No, you're good. You're good. I know we have been talking about all week of doing this or whatever. So I've been trying
yes.
to be prepared of like, okay, what kind of questions will he ask me? Some of them were unexpected and that was great. Um, but I
I
was
gotta
just
say,
like,
you're very good at answering questions. Like you
thank
just
you, thank
ask you
you,
something and you're just right on it.
thank you, thank you. I have been thinking about what I would say for like, more than a week now because I'm like, okay, I want to make sure I
I
have
got
my
it.
thoughts together, you know.
Also, it's a good thing we couldn't do it last weekend.
Yeah, no, because listen, I had a hangover. So,
Oh, yeah. Spoiler alert, guys. I wasn't feeling good last weekend, and my good friend Tammy here is very understanding. We rescheduled.
oh yeah,
No.
no, I can work around somebody's schedule because I'm pretty free flowing myself or whatever. So, hey, you wasn't feeling well. It is what it is.
Yes. Now I'm feeling great today,
Yeah, no,
and
you
you're feeling
sound
good too.
great. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. A couple hours ago I was out and now I'm here.
Oh, you stepping out?
Yeah, I got invited out, so I went out, and honestly, I didn't, and I've been talking about this for weeks with other people and just getting their feedback, but we have been talking about like how kind of like if you was the type of person to go out dancing and clubbing and stuff like that, like after the pandemic and stuff like that, like there's not a whole lot of people coming out like they used to. And then there's like sort of like this gosh, I can't even think of the name, but there's like this, the club culture is kind of like, it's kind of dying right
It's
now.
changed.
And I think a lot of people are going to go back to house parties, because with house parties, you don't have a whole lot of random people. It's usually people who are at house parties. Everybody brings a bottle, everybody brings something to eat, and then
Right.
you
We
don't have to pay
we
for a
went to
thing.
a couple workhouse parties,
Okay, yeah, 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 definitely workhouse parties and
Halloween
stuff like that.
parties. Yeah,
Oh
we
my
were at the same one.
gosh. Yeah, there was quite a few parties that we had went to, and they
Can,
were like a buttload of fun and stuff like that. So I enjoy
can I
both.
can I tell
There
them what your costume was?
you know what? And I get people that remind me about that costume all the time. I was broke Catwoman because my
I couldn't
Catwoman
tell you were
costume
broke.
did.
It just looked
It
like
wasn't as
Catwoman. It was
good
great.
as some of the other Catwoman costumes I've seen. I'm like, mine looks broke.
I was Wish.com Loki. I was-
Yes, that's right. No, your costume was great. Gosh, that was 3 years ago.
oh God, yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, the costumes that night were really, really great.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool costumes. I still have the photos.
Yes, me too. Were
And
you anything last year?
what was it? I don't think I did anything for it. No, I had to work.
Oh, you had to work.
So, and I didn't
Okay.
go anywhere, like no parties. So, I think I wore my Gengar hat at work. That was it. Gengar the Pokemon.
Okay, okay. I was Velma last year, so that was a lot of fun.
Let me hear your best Jinkies.
Jinkies.
That was good. That was good.
Scooby Shag. I don't. She says Scooby really weird. Scooby Shaggy. You guys, would you do it for a Scooby snack?
It's funny you said that because I do the doom scrolling where I'll start watching like reels or TikToks and just keep going.
Yeah. Yeah.
and I saw this like trippy like Shaggy was like it was an alternate Shaggy, and Scooby was talking to him. And he's like, "Why won't you talk in front of the others?" He's like losing his mind. I'm like, "What am I watching right now?" I literally watched that like an hour before we got on here.
Oh my gosh. It
I was
wasn't
like, "What is this?"
Meat Canyon, was it?
No, oh my god,
This
Meat
is
Canyon
so
is
trippy.
wild.
Right? I'm like, why
The
did you he takes it there and I love it. It's
the
so
Taylor
grimy.
Swift stuff he just did is hilarious.
Oh my gosh. I remember I watched I think my favorite one was the McDonald's one that he had did. That was so creepy. The regular show one was creepy too. I was like, why did you
Oh
take
my
it there?
god.
He
Where he's like
took it there.
twisting his like
Oh god.
gumball thing. He's like, "Oh yeah."
Yes. He's
He's like
like,
he's like, "Whoa, whoa,
yeah.
whoa, whoa. Gentle, gentle."
He's like, will you take a gumball? So creepy.
Now get back to work.
Yeah.
Don't tell the
He's so
others.
creepy. It was so creepy. So creepy.
I know.
His
And
stuff
the
is
art
so
style,
good.
like everything's creepy. The way they talk, the art
Yes.
style, like just
Yes.
all creepy.
Very creepy. I really like cartoons that take it there and stuff like that. Some kind of like some of the cartoons we kind of grew up with in the like 90s and 2000s or whatever, where they took the animation to some like weird and wild places and they explored with like different mediums and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
really I enjoyed that kind of grimy kind of, lowbrow dark humor that comes from like artists like Meat Canyon and some of the others. It's really fun to
Yes.
watch.
Oh yeah, I love the different like out there stuff.
Yes, yes, I definitely do. I can't think of any other animators. Oh, there's Dubis Goobis.
I don't know if I'm
He
familiar with that one. I'll have to check him out.
Oh my gosh, he has like these little 2-minute cartoons and he knows how to tell a joke like boom boom or whatever, and his
Yeah.
cartoons are like really like just like quickly drawn and very exaggerated and just really kind of like sketchy like a 3-year-old did the sketches or whatever. It's absolutely hilarious, but he has this cute version of like Winnie the Pooh or whatever where Doobus Goobus and we need to poo this where him and Winnie the Pooh are interacting or whatever, and Pooh is so sweet and nice that you can't say no to whatever Winnie the Pooh is asking for or whatever. Like at
So they
one
just
point,
like have to do what he wants.
exactly, like he just does whatever he wants or whatever, and you can't say no because he's so sweet. But Dubas Goobas is probably one of my other favorite animators on YouTube. It's really good. Yeah.
Now I gotta ask, since we're talking
Mhm.
about animation and stuff,
Yes.
do, do you have a favorite anime?
And favorite anime? Listen, Tommy, you don't realize what you just unlocked. You just unlocked the Pandora's box. And we talk about anime all the time. Okay. God.
There were surprisingly, when I was there, at least there was a lot of anime watchers on our line at work.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the levels into which people are into anime is crazy. Like I remember you talked about like JoJo's a lot.
Yes, that's my
You
favorite.
talked about JoJo's a lot. I finally watched a couple of episodes and I was like, oh, I was like, okay. I haven't gone back to watch any episodes in probably in the last couple of months. I watch it in bits and pieces because it is a lot. But I was like, okay, I see what everybody is talking about. I kind of it's an acquired taste. Like if you're into it,
It
you're
is for
into
sure.
it. And if you're not, it's just like you
You're
appreciate
like, this
it
is weird.
that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably like season 6. The JoJo protagonist is a female. The first female protagonist, Jolene.
Oh. Oh,
Yeah, she's
okay.
awesome. Yeah, I
Okay.
think you would like that season.
I'm gonna have to definitely get into it. I'm gonna have to get into it, definitely. My
But
favorite
but what is
anime,
your favorite?
my favorite,
Yeah,
My favorite, right off the top of my head, is Samurai Champloo.
that is a
Samurai
great one.
Champloo. That's listen. People do. I will spread the gospel that is Samurai Champloo. Animation, great. Dub, great. Music, oh,
Oh, the music's on
fantastic.
point. It's
And
amazing.
everything about that show is on point, and you only get that one season to really appreciate everything. And there's like, it was so good. It ended up having like a video game come out, and it had
Was that a fighting
4
game?
albums inspired by it.
That is amazing. I did not know about the albums. I knew about the video game. I think it's a
Yeah,
fighting game, right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, there was 4 albums that ended up kind of coming out of it, I believe, and it was just either music from the show or music inspired by the show, for the music producers who worked on the show, like Fat John Nujabes and some of the other people that worked on the music for the show. So Samurai Champloo is one of them. Black Lagoon is another one. If you like violence, if you like kind of like these existential, philosophical like talks about what makes a good person, what makes a bad person, and what turns a good person into a criminal or whatever. Black Lagoon is definitely another one of mine. The dubbing's great, music's great. The conversation that surrounds the show, and it goes on for like I think 2 seasons, and it I think it has like a OVA or something like that. Um,
Oh,
that's
very
another
cool.
great one. Yeah, yeah. Oh God, like I love that show.
Oh yeah,
What's been one of
actually,
your favorites recently?
recently, I know it's probably cheesy because everyone's like, "Oh, everyone likes that one," but I really love Demon Slayer,
Okay, yeah, I've heard a lot about that. Still haven't gotten to that one.
and I watched a really cool one on Netflix that I really liked called Blue Eyed Samurai. You would probably like it, I think.
Oh, Blue Eye Samurai. Yeah, I have been
It's
seeing
the
that.
lady, yeah,
Yeah, I've been
she
seeing that pop
it's
up on
very cool.
Netflix. Okay, okay. Yeah, I definitely gonna have to definitely check that one out. Netflix has been going crazy with their little subscription service. I'm like, you guys keep bumping up the price, and I'm going back to DVDs.
Well, Tammy, um, why don't you leave a final message for my listeners and tell them one more time where they can find you at?
Um, Thank you so much for having me, Tommy, on What the Culture, What the Creator. My name is Tammy. I am the host, producer, writer for That's My Jam podcast. You can find me on Spotify or Apple Music. I'm also on TikTok now. So if you want updates on when episodes are coming out, I am on TikTok at Jam with Tam Tam.
Very cool.
And yeah, but you just look up Tammy, That's My Jam, or whatever on your platforms or whatever, and just look for the little pink icon with the boombox on there, and that is me. If you like album reviews and if you like talk about pop culture, you want the meat and potatoes when it comes to your album review, then I am your girl. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's unique, and hopefully you will find something that you would like.
Thank you very much, Tammy. It was a pleasure. It was an honor to have you here. I was looking forward to this, and it was as good as I thought it would be.
Thank you, Tommy. I'm glad to be part of this experiment, because when you say you wanted to put this on video or whatever, I was like, okay, I'm cool with that, you know. So I'm very honored to
Yes.
be the second person for you to
Thank you.
interview and stuff like that. I absolutely love what you guys do on What the Culture and stuff like that. And y'all just really get into the nerd stuff. I really love listen, nerds stand up, okay? And you guys are
Yes.
like the
Everyone rise up.
epitome of that. Right, we shall rise up and
Yeah.
take over the
Nerds.
mainstream.
Well, thank you again so much, Tammy. And thank you everyone
Thank
for
you.
listening. I will post Tammy's links below where you can find her. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.